All right, welcome back, everyone. And we are going to talk a little bit about the season of life and goals and expectations for ourselves and our kiddos. And I know right now everyone's probably in the thick of winter and we're all getting ready we just want more sunshine. We want the snow to melt. So we're going to talk a little bit about, setting how those New Year's intentions have now maybe started to fade a little bit and we're in the dreary winter and how we can change our energy, change our thoughts around our goals, and really keep stepping into whatever we're trying to create. So first, Dr. Alex is going to lead us with goals and how to set them.
Yeah, absolutely. So typically with New Year's resolutions, people set these massive goals, which is awesome, but they are sometimes so hard to reach that's why by the time February hits, we're starting to trickle away from that massive goal. So number one, really just make your goal specific. So whether it is like you want to drink more water, right? Maybe it's I will drink this many ounces this many times a day, or I will watch 30 minutes of TV at night, not an hour, but 30 minutes. So just make it very specific. And then number two, keeping yourself accountable. So with those bigger goals, maybe break it down into smaller steps. So maybe you want to run a marathon at the end of the year instead of jumping into, so many miles. Maybe start as January. If you've never ran before, maybe it's you hit 1 mile. By February, maybe you're up to 3. By March, maybe you're up to 5, right? Keeping things in smaller chunks. Another way to keep yourself accountable is really just planning out your day ahead, looking at your timeline for the day, for the week, and just starting to see where you can fit certain things in rather than just saying, oh, I didn't have enough time to do that today. And then a third is to, of course, celebrate your wins. That is part of the motivation, right? To keep going is to recognize all of the things that you've accomplished thus far. And so, whether it is just taking a moment at the end of each day to really pause and reflect on what went right that day, that's a good way to do it. Or you can go ahead and write that down on a piece of paper too to look back on.
Yeah, so I think it's important to know that small changes can really change and make big results happen. So whether it is, hey, I do want to drink more water and I'm going to just add a drink of water or a glass of water before I have my coffee in the morning. Like that one glass over 365 days is probably 365 more glasses of water than you've had in the past year. So again, it sounds like such a small little tweak in whether it's a health habit or a mental and emotional habit, but the small things add up to big changes. And I think that's really important. One of the things that we love doing and we've been doing for quite a few years now is picking a word for the year. And the one thing with picking a word is you really whatever you're saying you want to create, you're trying to encompass that into one word. And it's really setting an intention for the year. And something you can come back to and say, is this in alignment with it? So as a family, this could be either you pick a word for the whole family. It could be you each individually pick a word and everybody knows it. On part of our team minutes and meeting notes is everyone's words at the top because everyone is involved in the vision of what we're trying to create and their word for the year matters. So really being intentional on what do you want to create this year? We're in the second month, so you have plenty of time to do it. And who do I want to be at the end of this? And it could be as far as a parent, or it could be as far as your relationship with your spouse or your relationship with coworkers. What are you trying to create? Again, this is a great tool to then, lead by example and let your kiddos see oh, I can pick a word. And maybe then the Saturday, whatever you guys do on Saturday revolves around your words of oh, I want to have more fun. And part of that is I'm going to take 20 minutes on Saturday to play with my kids and add that into routines and habits. So any other things with word?
I think it's just picking a word, like you said, is just a way to one, keep you accountable for what you are trying to create and what you do want to accomplish. So whatever your goals are, that word should really reflect, yeah,
Yeah.
where you want to go.
And you might be in a season of life where this just feels like this is another thing. But again, it's just a small thing. So if you, feel like life is really crazy right now, if you just have one word that kind of brings you back to like, I can slow down for 1 second and just think about this word, the more you come back to it, the bigger impact I think that will have on your life. So
Yeah, I think too, on that note, is just everybody is in a certain season of life too. And your word doesn't have to be something huge, right? It can be, I need to rest more this year. Like I need to focus on me more this year. So it doesn't have to be this extravagant thing where you have to be going. It could be, yeah, more internal and more reflection based.
awesome. Well, whatever you choose, we are excited that you're joining us on picking a word, and we will see you guys next month.